Yeah, we up. I check it. Yeah, we good. All right.
Con. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, we want to start off, as always, by giving our praises and glory unto Yahweh,
Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Hakadash.
the ones unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Also want to send much love to the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And once again, we're back on this Thursday night to preach the word of Yahweh Bashim Shai and to give updates on news and prophecy, man, as we normally do. And we pray that you brothers and sisters who tune in unto this live show or possibly come across the video are edified, man. As you should know, these are very, very serious times. And the Lord is truly magnifying his word, man.
That's right.
Everything that's written is taking pretty much like taking, a root in the earth, man. That MOTB, okay, World War III, so many things, man. And it's all the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai, bro, and it's beautiful, okay? And you brothers and sisters out there should be excited, all right? That we're getting ready to go home pretty much. All these things happening is a telltale sign of us getting ready to go home, and that's the goal, man. Is to go back to our homeland, to have sovereignty, bro, to have freedom, and not be surrounded by all this wickedness, So, Ak, you got anything, brother?
No, that's it. It's happening. You watching it play out.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to do it.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna hop right into it, try to get through the lesson, man. As the past couple of weeks we've been doing, pretty good on the timing. So without further ado, we'll get into the information here. The first video that I have, all right, is a video that was put up by the Quack Brothers, Freedom, here on YouTube. Freedom Files, okay, and subscribe, watch for the edification and news. But as you can see, the title of this video is called "One World Currency Confirmed," and so I'll play this video here and let you hear the information. I have it sped up a little bit, just for time's sake. But as you go into this, we're going to commentate and grab some precepts, man. But we understand, according to prophecy, that MOTB is coming. And so what he's about to go into is pretty much the groundwork and the things that are being set in place to lead to this MOTB. So without further ado, let's get into it, man.
Or CBDC for some time. And we all know that CBDCs can be a threat to our individual freedoms and liberty. But there is one group recently that confirmed a planned development of an international CBDC, a digital currency that could be used internationally to trade and make investments. And if that sounds familiar to you, this might pave for the way for a one world currency that is ultimately managed by a one world government. Even in the Bible, specifically the book of Revelation, there's references to what some may interpret as the one world government in chapter 13 in the book of Revelation, especially where it mentions the following verse, such as, "And it was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation." But in order for us...
Right. And it is talking about Esau, okay? And Esau already has that control, in particular the elites of the Edomites, man. They have that control. But yes, under that MOTB, they're going to really get that control of the people, that is, man, and be able to dictate things and tell you what you can buy, what you can't buy, where you can go, where you can't go. That ultimate control, okay? That's what the elites are striving for. And this is why we're seeing all these things take place in the earth, brothers and sisters, with the BRICS nations. How they're gathering more nations to them. This is all for to get them under the banner of that MOTB system, okay? So here we go.
For such one world government to gain power, it will need to control all trade and commerce. Hence why I believe that a one world currency would be instituted. So what are the details with this one world currency and how is it exactly being developed right now? Let's dive right in. First, let's go and talk about the group itself that's planning to develop an international CBDC. The group consists of countries like Brazil, Russia, India.
Get your free Thomas Sowell ebook, Trickle Down Theory and Tax Cuts for the Rich.
India, China, and South Africa. This group, some of you may know, is known as BRICS. They say that the BRICS goal is to promote peace, security, development, and cooperation as countries with emerging economy and power. Promoting peace and security, where have I heard that before? And just recently, BRICS invited 6 additional countries such as Iran, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Egypt, Argentina, and Ethiopia to join BRICS as a member country. What's interesting is that once these countries are added to the BRICS team, these countries will now control 80% of the world's oil production. That also means...
Right, and they're going to join the BRICS. I think they get their official membership in January of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, okay? So this thing is happening, man. Now, these nations are being gathered together economically, okay, as the elder brother Ariala was going into in his lesson here, all right, about the BRICS and their expansion. They're being gathered economically so that this MOTB system, this digital system, can be put in place. But really, according to prophecy, they're being gathered together for war, okay? And they don't understand that. Their mind's not on that, man. But he's going to somewhat mention that in this lesson. But it's going to lead to the war of Armageddon. Okay, the Most High God is going to cause something to happen to where they're going to fight for control, for dominance in this new MOTB system, man. So here we go.
Also means that more and more countries that have been historically adversarial to the United States are joining forces together. And keep in mind, Russia is technically in war with the rest of the Western country, the US included. So pressure is mounting against the United States. What's also is interesting is that if you read Ezekiel 38 verses 5 and 6, it talks about how there will be 5 nations that would join forces to invade Israel, led by Russia, which is often interpreted as the land of Magog. Ethiopia.
Right. And this guy here, these, quack brothers, they're, so-called Christians, okay? And they be trying to go into the scriptures, man, and they get, certain things right, but they don't understand prophecy truly, man, okay? But he is right concerning this, okay? Gog, okay, Magog, that's talking about Russia. He's right on that. And guess what? Here in verse 5, right, it speaks about, you know what? I'll start at 1, okay? 1, it says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus said the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, right? Meaning what? He's putting them back in that Soviet spirit, man. Russia is gaining that power back as they used to have, man. Gathering allies, okay? Russia is a mighty nation. And guess what? They have more nuclear missiles than any nation on the planet Earth. So they're not to be messed with, all right? It says, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. Right? It says, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So pretty much this is going into when Russia, brings forth their army, all right, for the war of Armageddon, all their technology, all their weaponry, everything will be brought out, man, because it's going to be time for war, okay? It says Persia, which is Iran, okay, because Iran changed its name from Persia, I think in like 1935. I could be wrong on that date, but I think it was like 1935 that Iran went from Persia to Iran, okay? but it says Ethiopia. Ethiopia is joining the BRICS nations. Then it says, and Libya with them, all of them shields and helmet. So be on the lookout for Libya, man, to join with them or have some kind of alliance with Russia, man. It says Gomar and all his bands of the house of Togomar of the North Quarters and all his bands and many people with thee. So many nations will be with Russia, right? Like China and Brazil and South Africa and other nations, man. They will be gathered together for war. But most people don't understand this, man. All they see is the BRICS nations, and they're trying to, start their own, a little thing with their dollar and whatnot. But it's really them gathering together for war. This is the Most High is doing. This right here in your face, brothers and sisters. It's going to happen, man. It says, "Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." And that's what Russia is being right now to these nations, man. You saw how those different African nations, were celebrating Putin for allowing them to be forgiven of their debt, okay? And he's talking about giving them weaponry. Putin said that in the video, man. So this is taking place right now, brothers and sisters. But it's going to get physical very soon, all right?
Libya and Iran are two of the 5 nations that are referenced by the book of Ezekiel that are supposed to invade Israel as part of an end-time prophecy. And now they're being invited to BRICS to form a coalition and an alliance together. Now, of course, we can get deeper and deeper into what BRICS is and how they form, but that's really what you need to know for the context of this video. But here's what BRICS, in collaboration with Bill Gates, the IMF, Visa, MasterCard, and the World Economic Forum are doing is rather disturbing. Now, earlier in August 2023, an organization called Nobel Sustainability Trust has announced that they are launching an organization called Central Bank Digital Currency Collaboration Organization, also known as CBDCC in short. Now, the objective of CBDCCO is to essentially help countries around the world implement CBDCs by sharing technologies and intellectual property with one another. Now, real quick, for those that don't know what CBDC is or may not be familiar with it, here's a quick 15-second catch-up of what it is. A CBDC is a type of a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum that is created by a central bank and a government. And unlike the traditional form of a fiat currency like the US dollar, a CBDC is highly programmable and controlled by the central bank beyond what's capable of right now. Now, what we're talking about is not just one nation's CBDC exclusively for that country. We're talking about a potential for a global CBDC that will be used by multiple, if not all countries around the world to trade and buy investments. And organizations like the CBDCCO and the World Economic Forum argue that a global CBDC would help countries around the world to send and receive money across borders faster and cheaper. Now, traditionally, countries would have to purchase the US dollar first to exchange goods and services around the world, which can be a costly thing to do. And of course, the US gets to play the middleman because the US dollar is the world reserve currency. So the CBDCCO being launched into full operation will be set to go in January of 2024. Now, I'll get to the part where how all of this might...
Right, so be on the lookout for that, man. That CBDC CCO thing, okay? January 2024, be on the lookout for that. And Lord willing, we'll be on top of that to catch it when it drops. This is serious, man. The whole world is being prepared, being prepped for the MOTB, bro. Everything's going digital, man. Here we go.
Might hurt us. Our retirement account, like 401k, IRA, pensions, all of this in just one sec, so definitely stick around to the end. Now, if there's one country that's been the first to really adopt the CBDC for everyday use is China. And just as we imagined, China is using CBDCs to restrict its citizens' financial freedom and choices. So right now, in this very moment, China's digital currency, which is called digital yuan, can be programmed to have a set expiration date so that it forces the citizens to spend it faster. And the government can even set limitations on what and how much of something that someone can buy. One example.
Right. And if you remember this interview here, right? Klaus Schwab said what? Pretty much that China is the model for the world.
Right.
And I'll play it here. Okay, this is from CGNT News. It says Klaus Schwab, eye on global governance. And this is what he had to say about the Chinese Communist Party and how they run their government and control their people using the CBDCs and everything else, man. Okay, so here we go. And then I go to the elder brother Ariella as well. So here we go.
From your perspective, how do you understand this ambition of China to have the Chinese path toward modernization and share it with the developing world?
I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years since the opening up and policy and reform policy came into action. I think it's a role model for many countries, but I think also we should leave it to each country to make its own decision what system it wants to adopt. And I think we should be very careful in imposing systems. But the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model for quite a number of countries.
The Chinese model is a very attractive model for a number of countries. Now, let me go to the elder brother Ariella, okay, because he's going to say a few words also on China and that digital currency and their model, okay? So here we go.
Therefore said the Lord, okay, because the Chinese banking systems, they're the ones that are leading the way for the rest of the world into CBDCs. And in fact, you know, the world is kind of following the Chinese blueprint model of this communist / capitalist digital system. It was laid down there. Okay. So when you want to look at WeChat and Chinese availability to surveil you, to control your buying, to control your movement and your travel, we're just now seeing the West catch up to that. Hence why we're having a new layer of lockdowns and everything like that that's coming, because there are these two worlds are going to merge. But within that merging of those two worlds, when he is about to fill his belly, like the scripture has said, there's a fight is going to break out all of a sudden.
Right. That was going to happen, brothers and sisters. When this thing go fully digital, okay, and Esau get a chance to, lick his chop a little bit with this MOTB system, something is going to take place, man, to where they're going to fight. Okay, and that fight will be a fight of thermonuclear missiles. All right, so here we go back to this video.
Example might be to set a limit on how much meat you can buy in a given month. So if you buy 2 pounds of ribeye steak, that might be all that you can buy, simply because the government can control and set limits on the amount of meat you eat. Oh, and by the way, the US also has been in talks of implementing a CBDC.
See that? Biden takes big step toward government-backed digital currency. And me and brother Karab, we've been talking about this article right here way back a couple months ago. So Babylon is following a suit, okay? They're all getting the orders from the elites, man. We've showed you the CBDC tracker and how these nations are piloting this digital currency. They are getting ready for it, man. This physical currency, this greenback dollar as we know it, is about to be obsolete. Everything is finna go digital, man, because of prophecy's sake. All right, but you still got, huh?
No, so like you got it. I thought you was finished.
No, I want to say because guys still out here, scoffing and mocking, man, and playing games. But this finna happen, brothers and sisters. You watch and see, man. Very, very soon. They're moving quickly. All right. This thing is about to happen. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. You said that they moving quickly, because really the pressure on America. These other nations, they far more advanced when it comes to, as he was just going into in the video, China, Russia. Look, these other nations, they talking about having a better currency. Hold on. All right, having a better currency than the dollar, American dollar, not being tied to it. Being now with the addition of those other countries into BRICS, now they are over 80% of the oil in the world, man. Come on, that's benefits right there. So really, again, the pressure is on America. China's system already set up. they already set up their allies. They helping them get set up. So the pressure on Babylon. So that's why things gonna move even quick over here. But you got it out.
Right, here we go. This Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So Esau is moving, man. And these nations are moving, okay? They are receiving orders, man. Don't think these nations are doing what they want to do because they feel like it. No. The elites are gathering these nations together economically, tying them all in together to bring them into this new global digital system that's about to be implemented, brothers and sisters. But within that, okay, keep in mind, within that, they're going to fight for supremacy. These nations, okay? China, Russia, America, something's going to happen, man. But we know in Ezekiel 38, right, the Lord, speaks about putting an evil thought in the mind of the king of Magog, who could very well be Vladimir Putin, if he's still, the president, which I, believe that he's going to be. But evil thoughts, man, are going to go into his mind. Something's going to happen to where this whole going to go nuclear, okay? But, oh boy, he's going to somewhat allude to it about how they're going to be, pretty much bumping heads, okay? And I'll play the video, man, but it's going to get very, very greasy fast, man. All right, so here we go.
Here in the United States. And because China has been using CBDC for some time, they figured out the technology to implement the idea of a CBDC for other countries as well. That's why CBDCCO has appointed a Chinese man with the name of Dr. Bruno Wu as the chairman of the board. In fact, some sources say that Dr. Bruno Wu is actually a registered spy with the Chinese Communist Party. So what we're talking about here is a man tied directly to the Chinese Communist Party being the head of the organization that could have the potential to institute a one world currency. So let's get this straight. A new organization called CBDCO appoints a potential Chinese spy as its leader, and they're planning to institute a one world currency system, especially amongst the BRICS country to compete against the US dollar. Yeah. So first, what does this mean for the US dollar and ultimately for us? I mean, how would this precisely hurt our freedoms and liberties here in the United States? Well, for one, if an international digital currency becomes a reality, it will be a direct competitor for the US dollar as a world reserve currency status. Currently, approximately 80%.
Not really, man, because America will join that system as well. They're all coming under the banner of the MOTB system, man. The BRICS nations is not about to take down the American dollar, bro. That's not prophecy. They're all coming under the banner of the MOTB with that symbol, with that CBDC. What is it? The CBDC system, man. Okay, excuse me. That's what we're heading to. Now, granted, yes, they said at the World Economic Forum that by 2030, they said that America's dollar won't be the world reserve currency. Okay, so who knows how that goes? But we do know, according to prophecy, that they're going to go into that digital system, man. Okay, and whether or not America's going to be on top, who knows? But we know Joe Biden said, he said a couple of months ago that a new world order is coming, and these CBDCs, and we need to control it. You remember that out?
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to fight for their supremacy, man, to have control in this new coming digital system. Right, so here we go.
Shit, that's the second Azure 15 in the NLT.
Right.
I don't know if you had it.
In the GNT, right.
GNT con.
Right, I get it here, brother.
Cause shit, that's spot on what you're saying. Cause it gotta happen. It's prophecy is one.
It gotta happen, yeah. And this is the advantage that we have over the world, brothers and sisters. Prophecy, all right, the spirit. We know how it's gonna go down according to the scriptures, man. These Christians don't know how it's gonna go down. They don't even read Ezra. They don't know what Ezra is.
It's not canon.
Yeah, it's not canonical, so they don't read it. Here we go. 2 Ezra 15, starting at verse 14, it says, the world and the people in it are doomed. Okay? They're doomed, brothers and sisters. it says the war that will bring their destruction is very near. Okay? It's at the doors, man. These nations are being gathered for World War III, brothers and sisters. Don't be fooled by what you see in economics. Now, granted, it's important because of the MOTB system, but they're gathering really for the war of Armageddon, man. It says nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, right? And we're seeing this. We're seeing this every day, man.
That's right.
And it's increasing more and more. It says, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. That's what they're going to do, man. America, China, Russia, they're going to fight for supremacy within this MOTB system. It's going to lead to war. It says while ignoring the legitimate government. Okay? This is what we're seeing, man. On top of it says there will no longer be free access to cities. Why? Because they got something called 15-minute cities, to where they want to limit your access, limit your, movement to only 15 minutes, man. And if you do leave, you got like, you got like points and shit. Okay, if you leave, all right. So if you leave this time, you can't leave next time for a month. Like some crazy stuff like that. But it's going to tighten up, man. And this is the Bible, but Ezra wrote this, this 400 years before Yahushua came on the scene. Mm-hmm. Okay, plus our time. So what, like 2,400 years ago? Okay, a little bit over that. So we know that this is the word of the Most High, man. Right, so here we go.
80% of all world trade is done with the US dollar. So if China wants to buy lumber or wood from, say, Turkey, they would have to first exchange their Chinese yuan, their currency, to the US dollar to pay for the goods. Then on the flip side, Turkey would need to accept the payment in US dollar only to exchange it back into the Turkish currency. Now, the reason why it's done this way is because the world believes the US as a country is incredibly stable. Unlike some countries, criminals are in charge and they get to do whatever they want to do. But with an international digital currency, China just would have to go directly to Turkey to buy lumber and pay with a digital currency without having to go through the United States or even buying the US.
Right. And if that happens, or when it happens, okay, it's going to cause tension. Look at America's track record of nations who have dismissed their dollar and wanted to go another route. Just look at old boy Gaddafi. They don't like that, man. And it could very well lead to war, okay? And this is what he's going to, allude to, all right?
US dollar for that matter. This would ultimately mean that the US dollar will lose its value and less country will want to buy US dollar, which means no longer will the US will be able to keep on printing money to fix our problems here at home. Not only could that reality crash the US dollar, but it will have a devastating blow to the US economy. I mean, forget your 401k, your IRA, and your pension. Buying groceries will become a nightmare if that becomes a reality. I mean, imagine gas being $10, $15, $20 a gallon when you go at the pumps. And to avoid that potential reality, the US just might enter into a brutal war just to maintain its economic prowess and control through its military.
Right. They might just go to war because of that. We don't know how it's going to play out, but we know that wars will happen. Okay, and then now I'm going to go back to the elder brother here in Dallas. Okay.
Hey,
and,
if I can add real quick, I was watching this other video, and this guy was explaining how every time America have ties with a country who can produce oil in the earth, and see if that country try to either get away from the dollar in the past, like you just mentioned with Gaddafi, America either or try to demonize them and go to war, take the resources, kill a leader, put up a puppet leader, whatever it may be. But nevertheless, they said every time a nation who had ties to oil tried to step away from America, America went to war with them. So they were saying now with BRICS, that's about 8 of the top countries in the world of oil producers stepping away from America. So as he was saying, so if they retaliated in the past for one country stepping away, how much more that 8 is, man?
Right.
See, come on, man. Oh, and I mind you, I'm seeing they gonna move quicker. Because America, they don't like to be outdid.
Right.
They don't like to be outdid. So when they see BRICS coming into play, or the because that's January 1st. That's when these other nations, as far as Iran, the UAE, so on and so forth. January 1st, 2024. That's when it's official. They're in BRICS. So from that point on, who knows? But as American tactics are, it could be a false flag or something could happen to turn the lights off to get people mind off what's really going on, and Walker start just like that. Who knows, man? But we're in exciting times.
Right.
And I mind you, the election year coming. Look, Trump, mugs, t-shirts, riding through the hood in Atlanta. Hey, come on, man. Jake out there waving this shit out. Right. Talking about, man, we need Trump. Come on, man. So look, some time about to come, man. It's about to get exciting, man. You got it, though. All right.
Right, here we go. So this is the other brother in Dallas, man. Okay, the other brother, Ariella, right? Here we go.
All of these nations are just being sucked up into this power vacuum. All right? These nations are being gathered together. Now they're using economics to gather them together, but we know better. We know that they're all being brought together under one system that wants to be brought out by the elite. But the Most High is bringing them all together for Armageddon, which is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely terrific. We go here to Isaiah the 47th chapter.
So I'm gonna jump over here a little bit. 19. Let me see here.
I'm gonna start. Need the oil, but people don't think about this. They just make clickbait and the BRICS nation is going to take down the dollar. No, it's not. Okay, there's just going to be a power vacuum and a switch to a whole different system that all of these fucking nations are part of. They're all doing digital systems. They're all doing CBDCs. They're all using central banking, fractional reserve banking methods to get people in debt and control. China's doing the same thing to Africa that the U.S. did to China. They're doing the same thing into the Caribbean and South America. It's just an illusion of a better relationship and a better deal. Well, it's just bringing you into this new age system. Y'all let me know if what I'm saying is making sense. What we're going to see is spiritual. It's not going to make sense how these motherfuckers start fighting. And millions of people start just going to war. World War I and World War II, when you look at what caused it, really didn't make much sense. Okay, it was very small outlier issues that led to a big ass war. Okay, and this is why you got the wars and the rumors of wars that the scriptures talk about. All right, so when you look at
so just at the end we're going into, man, this thing gonna lead to bloodshed, brothers and sisters. These nations are bugged out. They think China gonna be next, okay? And he's gonna somewhat mention this about who's gonna come on top, after they so-called go to war. You know what? I'll let him say it because he don't make no goddamn sense. He is excluding prophecy of Yahushua returning. Okay, listen closely to what he's gonna say.
Could this mean a direct war with the United States against BRICS nation? Which, of course, the winner of the war would dictate what the next 100+ years could look like for the world economy. Now, just like what I alluded to earlier.
He's a so-called Christian. When you be looking for the return of Jesus, my guy? But he's not. He don't know, okay? They know certain things, but don't understand prophecy fully, man. When these nations gather together for war and start fighting, okay? Guess who's coming back? Yahushua HaMashiach and the angels, man, to stomp all of you nations out in your armies, okay? This is what you don't understand, Mr. Quack, or Quack, whatever your name is, nigga. You're excluding Yahushua, man. He's coming back. Real quick, and then I get another preacher brother and pass to you. Wow, this is Zephaniah 3:8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. So what you're seeing, brothers and sisters, is the determination of the Most High, man. They're gathering together economically, all right, to do the biddings of the elites, but really it's the bidding of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. He finna destroy their ass, man. He gonna make them fight. He gonna make these niggas fight. He gonna rain fire, man. It says, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Next precept here. And then, brother, you got it. Joel. Oh, yeah. Joel 3. All right, because Yahushua is coming back, man. In the midst of this war. Joel 3 and 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. This is what we're seeing, brothers and sisters, okay? They're preparing, man. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And how are these weak nations becoming strong? By joining an alliance with mightier nations, man. Like Russia and China, India, okay? These lesser nations are joining an alliance with them, and they're becoming strong because they have strong allies now. They have more access to better weapons, man, and technology to boost up their militaries, man. And it's all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, right, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Who are the mighty ones that are going to come down, man? Who is this talking about? It's Yahweh Shai and the angels. This is what the world is excluding. This is what these guys, are making this content. They are excluding Yahweh Shai and the angels. They ain't expecting them to come back, but he will. Like a thief in the night to them. But he's coming back to judge, man. And we know according to 2 Ezra 13, he's going to burn them up. Flying on a huge, huge chariot, man. So, you got it, brother. I think you muted out.
Come the water out.
Go, you got it.
Come. Yeah, we'll hop straight into it. Shouldn't be that long. Want to go into this article right here. As you see from the title, it says, and again, this is going into the segment of the lesson when it says digitizing customers begin. In which that's just a play on words because it's been happening. Now they put it on the forefront, they're letting everybody know, as the brother was just talking about. These things are coming. They ain't got time to wait. There's many cities that's on Esau list to be turned into smart cities. They trying to make everything go digital, man. Again, they trying to keep up with China, with these other nations. And I'm talking about America because the majority of us is right here in America. In Babylon the Great. And what we got, Sweden, China, and many other countries. The majority of their economy is digital. Well, now America is finally to that step. You see, so I want to touch on that real quick and real briefly. October 4th, they're talking about FEMA going to send out a nationwide alert. You see, alert. Now the reason for me want to bring that out is not because of the alert saying something going to happen on that day because they're saying it's just a test. But the point when I read this article, and I got 3 of them, but it's just different points I want to make. But when I read this, it's like, what's the point? You hear me? Like, what's the point, though? I mean, they telling you, get ready because something about to happen. We just letting you know the test is coming, but something's about to happen. And I thought of that peace and safety. When they say peace and safety, we send an alert just to test, a little warning just to make sure. Well, look, expect for something to happen, man. As the brother was saying, it can happen at any moment. But let's hop straight into it. And yeah, I get the precept next, but let's hop straight into it. So again, it's Blacklisted News. Now this article was from August 25th, 2023, a couple of days ago. It says restaurants, ballparks, stores, all gearing up to digitize their customers. And these are examples of cause and all. It's to the point to where or it's going to get to the point to where no matter where you go, you're going to be forced to use digital currency one way or another. And it ain't just going to be cards for loan. You know, your debit card, credit card, and your cell phone for loan, man. You know, they might have an app for a time, but things going to quickly speed up. So it says restaurants, ballpark, stores, all gearing up to digitize their customers. And it says Taco Bell and several other popular fast food chains say they are angling to become digital only, totally cashless businesses in the near future. And as the brother Zainal always going to the 2030 agenda, those sustainable development goals, you know. And when they say 2030, they ain't just talking about that's when they're gonna start it. No, that's when they want the majority of their plans to be finished. You see? So if they wanted to be finished in 2030, that means they got to start right now. Well, we in that now, man. So it says Taco Bell and several other popular fast food chains say they are angling to become digital only, totally cashless businesses in the near future. During an earnings call earlier this month, Fox 8 in Cleveland reported that Taco Bell's parent company, Yum Brands, addressed plans to eventually move to 100% digital sales at all of its restaurants. This includes fast food chains. Fast food chains Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC, and the Habit Burger Grill. And again, this is just a few of them, but everybody gonna go this way. You know, as the past couple of weeks, what you was mentioning, not the SDG scores, how companies gonna be forced to get down with the new way as well. That's why you see a lot of businesses going woke, as they will say.
Right.
Like Bud Light, you know, they got the Transformer being a brand ambassador. You see, so everybody go have to keep up and have a good score, man, in order to continue on in society. You about to say something, bro?
Like you got to.
Kind of says, which also has units in China. Remember, it was KFC that offered to become the first restaurant to serve fake lab-grown chicken. In an interview with CFO Journal, Chief Financial Officer Chris Turner said more customers would be forced. Again, he said, and it's a big dog, Chief Financial Officer. It says Chris Turner said more customers would be forced. They're going to be caused. You see? If they choose to eat at these garbage restaurants to order through apps, websites, or kiosks, no more walk-in and pay cash. It's going a new way. It says Yum Brands is already testing the use of artificial intelligence to take drive-through orders, the CFO Journal reported. So you'll soon be talking to a fake person to order food, right? And I'll jump down. It says, according to company officials who spoke during an earnings call, in the U.S., digital sales have increased almost 35% year over year, with kiosks now deployed in 100% of Taco Bell stores, which we shouldn't really be eating that anyway, you know, fast food. But again, and it ain't just fast food though, man. It's just naming a couple of restaurants, a couple of fast food joints, a couple of businesses. You know, and it says the company did not say how long it would take to reach each disturbing goal. I assume that should be distribution goal. I don't know, but it says I've also been told by sources who are employed at large grocery store chains. See, large grocery store chains, your Walmarts, your big box stores, that grocery businesses is also getting ready to roll out artificial intelligence to enhance the customer experience while scooping up tons of data on employees and customers. That's that facial recognition, them digital IDs, making sure your credit score right, even if you will be allowed to shop in here or not. And it says, I also reported last week, and I'll get a precept between we can move on and whatever you got out. It says, I also reported last week on how Major League Baseball is implementing biometric digital IDs. So they're taking it to the sports. Oh, well, that shouldn't be nothing new though. Because in order to get in the sports venues last year or concerts, before they just shut everything down, you had to wear the mask, you had to have a juice, you know, coming with your pass, your proof with your sticker on your shoulder, you know. So even now, okay, in order for people to do these same things, to get by and live the same life, they're gonna have to go to this digital way. It says Panera Bread and Whole Foods are already using the Amazon One biometric system, where you pay not with cash or credit card, but by waving your palm in front of a scanner. See, even cash and credit cards, debit cards, all that, Bitcoin, that's gonna be a thing of the past. They're talking about this new system, this digital currency being in the people. It says, of course, the banks and credit unions, so not just stores and businesses, but of course, the banks and credit unions will all be with the coming digital currencies and digital IDs, man. It says, so let me think what you, what you think in the comments below. Would you still patronize a favorite restaurant, store, bank, or business that refused to take your cash and wants to digitize your identity? So again, this is where the roll is going. I get one quick precept. Well, I get two. This one coming to mind. Isaiah 10. This is Isaiah 10 real quick. Because again, Esau, he ain't got to ask nobody to do nothing. He about to just put out laws and statutes. Now the world about to see his actual side. You know, no longer a lamb. But those draconian type laws will come back. But real quick, this is Isaiah 10:1. It's the KJV. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. These laws that they about to make life even harder for the citizens, man. It says, in their right grievousness, which they have prescribed, because it's already in their plans. Little Maui, that was already in their plans. They just went ahead and fulfilled it. Already in their plans, though. So we seeing things that's already in their plans, but now it's being put on the news that they actually doing it because they prescribed it already. So let me get one more real quick. This Revelation. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get this version real quick in the Amplified Bible version. I like how I said, because it says it's oppressive to the people. Isaiah 10:1, it says, woe or judgment is coming to those judges who issue evil statutes and to those magistrates who constantly record unjust and oppressive decisions, man. And that's how he gonna squeeze the world. Put everybody back against the wall, just like he did back in the Greek Empire. Try to force us to break the law just to eat pork. That's why some of our forefathers rather die, man. But times are coming back like that, even worse than before. You see, but you got something out?
Go ahead, brother. This brother asked a question in the comment section. Zechariah 1:4.
Okay, Con, should I ain't gonna be long. I'll hit this real quick and should you got it. Right? So that's again, this is an example of cause and all. Because you could say, well, I ain't gonna support this business or support that business, but the time coming where you ain't gonna have no choice on what business you're gonna support or not. You know, well, I cancel you going on social media saying what company you cancel or leaving Yelp reviews. None of that's gonna matter because everybody gonna be doing the same thing, man. He gonna cause people. You see, but let's move on. So real quick, this is from Dexerto.com. Now it says what's happening on October 4th. Cell phone users warn of nationwide tests. Now, again, the reason I wanted to get this when I seen this in the news as I was searching throughout the week is not that I'm saying or specifically saying something go happen on October 4th or some major gonna happen the day after, but it sparked my spirit because I thought of that 1 Thessalonians 5 when they say peace and safety. because this is an example of that. You know, they just want to check to make sure everybody on point. In one of these articles, because I got 3 different articles, but they got different points I want to hit. You know, but in one of them they said how Maui, you know, their alarms ain't go off when the disaster came. So we just want to make sure America be straight though. But what they telling America, something happening, something gonna happen, something about to happen. And I mind you, it says October 4th. That's the same time as we was talking about last week. They're talking about mandates coming back, you know, mask on, September, October. People been talking about lockdowns in the news. So all these things are, look, pointing at the same time frame. So we'll see what's going to happen. But let's start with this one first. So again, it's Dexerto News. It says what's happening on October 4th. Cell phone users warn of nationwide tests. I'll blow it up. It says as one of the most used electronics worldwide, the cell phone has proved to be necessity. Not only that, but they assist in both emergencies and work-related services on a 24/7 basis. Televisions and radios are also frequently used by people across the globe. And if one stops working, electronic users usually go berserk as the device tends to aid in stress relief from its many capabilities. And shit, even us, you know, because we're accustomed to that life. A lot of things are done on the phone, but we can cope without it because we got this truth. We got to understand what's going on. But imagine the regular citizen in America when they go through some lights out situation and don't have YouTube or Instagram or something, man. You know, they're going to panic when they get these alerts. And I mind you, when the alert come, that's the point. When the alert, because now is the prophets, these lessons, that's really the alert. Because when the alert come on the phone, it's gonna be too late. When the alert come on the phone, you gonna be in that moment. In the emergency situation, it's gonna be started already. It's gonna be too late to evade it, man. And that's where a lot of these people go get caught up at. Matter of fact, let me get a quick precept. This is Isaiah 47. Real quick, and I'll go back to that. Because it's going to catch people off guard, man, just like 9/11, a 9/11 type event to shake up the scene, to not just the world, but especially America, to change things up. More laws was able to be passed, what the Patriot Act was able to be passed to put more surveillance on the domestic home front. You see, in lack of better words, the domestic home front. Right, they was able to pass major laws. So how much more if an event happened now? That's an easy law to pass. That currency, martial law, or who knows, or even permanent lockdowns. Man, who knows? But we in that time. But real quick, now this going into mainly Esau judgment, you know, through the daughter of Babylon, America. But again, hey, if you're in America, you're gonna get this judgment. But I'm gonna get straight to the point. Isaiah 47. In verse 11, it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. These people ain't gonna know where it come from. It's just gonna happen again. 9/11, people who worked in them Twin Towers, they ain't know. You see, they ain't get the alert soon enough. They thought it was gonna be a regular day. They ain't gonna know where it's gonna come from. It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. It says, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. Come on, man. They will better run from it. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Come on, man. But the point is, we're in that time. Anything can happen. And in a second, everything is set into place already. But let me go back to this. So it says, though not being able to use your handheld device or entertainment system may cause hysteria, users all over will have to abide by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or in other words, FEMA, on October 4th, as all cell phones, televisions, and radios will be going through a nationwide test. It says cell phone users warn nationwide tests will sound like the purge. right? It says the test will take place at 2:20 p.m. Wednesday, October 4th. Though noises from your electronic device may be loud for a duration of 30 minutes, FEMA will be assessing the nationwide emergency alert system as well as wireless emergency alerts. And again, they testing these things because something is very well in the works that could happen soon. And I jump down right here and I move on. It says the concept, right? To the concept of alerting the nation. It says originated in 1951 when the control of electromagnetic radiation created an alert system for radios to warn Americans about a possible Soviet Union attack. And look, the Soviet Russia have been turned back. The attack is back in effect. So this system got to be turned back on, man. The brother was just talking about, Zainala was just talking about World War III, nations going to war. You know, if the economy crash, everybody have to get the alert. Lights go off. You know, who knows? They might sneak an alert in there, right? But moving on. Oh, it says though the mission proved to be unsuccessful at the time, as missiles were able to intercept the radio waves before warnings could be sent, the emergency alert system was established afterward, leading to our upcoming nationwide test. And now we hit a date. Then I'll move on. I just want to hit this one real quick. This from Zero Hedge. Says the same thing. FEMA will blast the test. Now I just want to snag this one because it says right here, the last time it happened is when? FEMA's last test occurred in 2021 during the CV demic. At the time, the emergency agency sent test alerts nationwide, causing all phones, televisions, and radios to blast an annoying sound. And again, why I wanted to read that, because they've been talking about that CV 2.0 and lockdowns coming back in October, the same time this alert supposed to come back. You see, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get one more. I thought on this one they had the times, but again, I'll throw all this in the chat. But let me get that 1 Thessalonians 5. Okay, I got it right here. It says, when will it happen? On Wednesday, October 4th, the message will go out at the same moment across every time zone in the United States. That means 2:20 in the afternoon in the East, 1:20 p.m. Central Time, 12:20 p.m. Mountain Time, and 11 a.m. on the West Coast. People in Alaska will hear it at 10:20 a.m. And in Hawaii, the alarms will go off at 8:20 a.m., man. So again, just an alert. Now, when I read that, this is what I thought of. Let me snag it real quick, and you can take us out, all right? Or whatever you got, bro. This 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. So Apostle Paul telling the church, look, I don't have to keep warning you. I'll write y'all a letter to ask y'all, have y'all been paying attention, if y'all on point or not. Because he says, what? Verse 2, for yourselves know perfectly. And how? Looking at the news, looking at these current events, see what's going on. So when something do happen, we ain't gonna be caught off guard, Lord willing. Because this not a real alert. This won't be, even though this right here, what they talking about, this a test. But even when the real thing comes and says this is not a test, it's gonna be too late. Because the event on whatever they warning you about, that's not gonna be a test, that's not gonna be a game no more. It's gonna be happened already. So you ain't gonna have no time to react. But what we talking about, that's the real test, the scriptures. This is the way to escape these things, man. So it says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, just an alert. We want to make sure everybody connected, in case something happen, just a warning, making sure we good, just in case, For when they shall say peace and safety, then what? Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So they ain't just giving out and making sure the nation connected for not just any test, emergency alerts, man. So something very well about to happen. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, and that's for us who's in the know, who the Lord let in on these secrets. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. And not just even the day of the Lord itself, but when all these things happen, it's going to catch these people off guard. How quick this MOTB mandated. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard, these camps, how quick things change, man. It can happen like that. Just look at the little 9/11. And I say little because compared to what's about to happen, it's about to be in the past. And that was a big deal when it happened. Although I was, young, but still, you see, still. It says, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. And it goes on. You're RE5 and you got it out. You are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness, man. But you got it, bro.
Just take that echo off. You don't mind? And I'll grab that brother comment. Right, so to the brother, Zechariah 1:44, he asked, will the persecution in these last days be intentional by the elites? Like, will they purposely target Hebrew Israelites? Shalom la athah. Yes, they will, brother. And it's biblical prophecy, okay? That the church will be persecuted and that some of us will be martyrs for the ministry's sake, man. It's written, okay, Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. But I'll grab a precept here for you, brother. This is Second Esdras. Okay, I'm reading on my computer here. This is Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 70, and I got it in the GNT Bible. Okay, and it says, in many places near the cities, there will be violent persecution against those who fear the Lord. So violent persecution, brother, is coming against the church. And yes, they will purposely do this, okay? Trust and believe that, man. Esau is coming. It says the attackers will act like wild people. They will plunder and destroy without pity all those who still fear the Lord. So they're coming like madmen, like wild men, to destroy the church, to burn the temple again, so to speak. It says they will turn them out of their homes, right? So some brothers and sisters, gonna be taken out of their houses, man. That's going to happen. It says, and take away all their possessions. It says, this will be the time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold. Now, in the KJV, it says, then it shall be known who are my chosen. And the reason being is because the Most High God, he's going to lift up a standard against Esau, man. Esau would not get the pleasure of killing off all of the elect, man. He's going to get some of the elect, but he won't get the pleasure of killing off all of the church. No, sir. But a time of testing is coming, okay? And Yahushua spoke about this also here in Revelation, man. This is Revelation chapter 3 and 10. Real quick, it says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, right? It's talking about the elect. I will protect you from the great time of testing. So once again, you see that, man. A great time of testing is coming to all of us, all right? And mainly, it's going to be the temptation of that MOTB. We're all going to be tried, man. Life is about to drastically change, and I keep saying that on this live show, man. It's going to drastically change for us all. It's going to get real fast, okay? It says, I will protect you, right? But the Lord says that he's going to protect us from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. and the world is going to fail. Okay, they're going to take the MOTB and crack under pressure, doing Jacob's trouble, man. But the elect will not. So going back here to Ezra's, all right, it says, verse 74, but listen to what the Lord says, okay? This is what we should be doing. Listening to Yahweh Shah words, okay? To hell with Esau and what he's coming with. Now, I'm not saying don't pay attention to it. And sometimes, yes, the flesh will have you worrying about, being persecuted or being put to death. It's happening, bro. We're humans. But we got to take heed to what the word says. It says, my chosen people, the time of terrible suffering is near, okay? The time of terrible suffering. These words need to be in your mind, man. These comforts that we have, brothers and sisters, things that we're used to, having toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, soap, okay? Having a nice bed. You won't have just, free access to that anymore. Unless you take the MOTB. So we're going to be tried, man. There will be no more just going home and sitting down and doing lessons and chilling and watching Netflix, eating chicken and stuff, bro. More than likely, bro, brothers might have to be on the run. Some of us might have to go to the wilderness, man. That was who that was. That was the Apostle Rakab was telling us that. He said some brothers might have to just go to the wilderness, bro. Go to the woods. That's how serious it's going to get, man. It says, but, right, I will rescue you. So the Most High, he's going to make a way to preserve the elect, man. Because some sisters got kids, man, got babies. Some sisters will be pregnant in that time. They can't run. So the Most High God is going to do something miraculous for the elect, man. We don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be miraculous, okay? Angels showing up. Spiritual power, man. It's going to happen. It's going to have to happen, man. If not, Esau's going to kill us off. It says, verse 75, don't be afraid or have any doubts, okay? Don't be afraid, don't have any doubts, man. Doubts will lead you to take the MOTB and to denounce the Lord, man. It says, I am your God and I will lead you, okay? So persecution is coming, hell is coming, but the Most High God, he promised protection. He promised to rescue, man. And our faith got to be in that. But even if you have to die for the Lord's sake, do it with honor, man. And as Yahweh said, he would give you the crown of life. So, brother, that's all I had on that. Hopefully, your question will answer, brother. Zechariah 1:44.
Okay. Yeah. Another two for that, brother, too. Another good one to read is Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter.
Go on, yep.
Because he said, will the persecution in the last days be intentional by the elites? Like, will they purposely target Hebrew Israelites? And when you read Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, and that's just to land back off the brother Zanala, because that's going to be the main target in these last days. You read there in the Revelation, the 12th chapter, mainly when he come down on the world, his target is those who got this word, the testimony of Yahweh. But Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, it goes into these meetings that the elites have and what they talk about amongst themselves. And one of the things is how they got to oppress the Israelites, those who know, those who say that we are the children of the Most High. And then they mention how they go want to come down and torch us. So, yeah, we're in those times. But again, the point is so the Lord can deliver us out of those times. Hey, without Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego being thrown in the fire, then how would they have, be made famous because of that? How would we have that miracle to give us hope? Daniel had to get put in the lions then for us to have a miracle of him getting saved out. So we're going to have to be put in situations in order for the Lord to come through. Right. How would the Lord had sent Peter if the angel, if he was never in jail? I mean, the Lord sent the angel to Peter if he was never in jail. So these things gonna have to happen, man. That's why I said in Jeremiah 37, that's pretty much it. You got it, but that in Jacob's trouble, we gonna have to be saved out of. Hey, that's a spirit. As a spirit, we could take it out with this. Just Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Guess what? We Jacob too. So we gonna be in the trouble. Psalms 91. But this the hope for us. It says, it is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So yeah, we're gonna have to go through things, and really that's Esau's main target, the elect. The elect, he just don't know who the elect are. That's why he got to come after everybody.
Right.
Just like when Yahweh was born, he didn't know who the Messiah was, right? He, wanted them dead. Children was, put to death. Time of Yahweh, time of Moses. So even now, what he gonna try to come after those who are doing the Lord's work, but he don't know who the chosen are. So he just gonna come after everybody now, man. But you got it though, bro.
Right, man. So, Lord willing, brother, your question was answered, man. So we're gonna close out, man. We pray that your brothers and sisters who tuned in was edified. We're gonna close out by giving our praise and glory once again unto Yahweh.
Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Hakodash.
The runs unto the apostle, and that is a great millstone. And peace and blessings unto the elect, man. Keep fighting, keep pushing out there. Shalom.
Shalom. Hold on, Salah, y'all. Let me. All right, come.
Oh, yeah, the little articles, yeah.